Hey everybody, Russ Wilcox here with Real Estate Solutions team doing another Russ's Real Estate Review. Today we're here at Milestones Learning Center and Child Care here in Norfolk, Nebraska. Mike and Marie Otten, who are the owners and been owners for the last 14 years, have decided to slow down a little bit and are looking to sell their very active daycare. Right now, the daycare is licensed for 80. They've got today's census was 55, so there is a little bit of room for expansion there if you were interested. This building is 4,000 square feet. It was built in 1990 and it was purpose built for daycare. So when you walk in here, you're going to see that this looks just like a daycare really should. Couple notes, most of the infrastructure, including the roof, heating and air systems, hot water heaters, windows, have all been replaced by Mike and Marie in that time. And with that said, why don't we take a quick tour? So I want to note here first, there is a built-in security system that does allow access or different levels of access into the building, should that be a choice you make as an owner. So as we walk in, this is where most of the kids are coming first thing in the morning. This is the kitchen. This is also the check-in spot where attendance, any of the work that's being done between the owner and parents is all kind of happens on this spot right here. As we step back through, we have a owner's office to the left. You'll see Mike and Marie. Wave Mike and Marie. We're going to come back and talk to those guys here in a minute. We've got a common area here that is a little bit of a mixed use. A place for the kids to hang their coats. Sometimes it's a recess spot. Sometimes it's a place for naps, depending on whatever the need is for the day. We've got some toys behind us. So plenty of space in this building. As I mentioned, it was really set up and built purposefully for it to be a daycare. We've got storage, a lot of storage in this space over here. Then we come into the individual daycare spots. Each one of these rooms is equipped with a restroom space, in addition to a supplementary ingress-egress door, which makes it great to get out into the play areas outside for the kids, and also is set up well and perfectly for fire escape or emergency escape as needed. As we move back down the hallway, I'm going to draw your attention to the utilities room, washer, dryer, which anybody in daycare knows that's a big need. And then a lot of the updated infrastructure that we have. Rooms on both the left and the right. Currently, the daycare is providing services for 18-year-olds through 12-year-olds. Or did I say 18-year-olds? How about 18-month-old through 12-year-olds? So we're going to leave that in there because that's fun. This is my favorite spot in the entire daycare. This is, I like to refer to this as the gymnasium. As you know, young bodies need lots of activities. We have additional restroom space here. We've got water fountains, and this is the place when it's 20 below zero that the kids can come play and sort of stretch their legs a little bit. So now let's just check out, let's go outside and see what the rest of the facility looks like. When I come through here, I always kind of wish that when I was a kid, I could have come to daycare here because they got a lot of fun stuff. Most of the playground equipment is newer. There have been some upgrades over here in the last few years, so a lot of the kids are coming out of the building and using this for their outdoor play. As I mentioned before, this is built on, the lot is about 33,000 square feet, which is 3/4 of an acre. There is plenty of extra space back here if you have any interest in adding on. And then just point out our little preschool play area, which is a lot of fun too. So with that being said, let's go in and let's talk to Mike and Marie Otten. So we're standing here with Mike and Marie Otten. Mike and Marie have owned the daycare for 14 years now, and as I mentioned, sort of hit that spot where they're ready to do some other things, slow down a little bit. These guys have worked exceptionally hard to make this a very successful daycare here in the Norfolk area. So one of the things that a lot of my clients and clients out there might ask is, why are you selling? You know, I just sort of said why you're selling, but I think it always sounds better if it's coming from you. You know, what's going on that makes you want to get out of the daycare business?
Well, we've done it for, like you said, 14 years now, and it's just time to slow down and family time, and maybe take a few trips, maybe do just time away.
Yeah. Have you enjoyed the 14 years that you've been in the business?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wouldn't change it.
Good. What, on that note, what are some things that you guys feel are skills, experience that a buyer, a new owner would need to carry on the success of the business?
Well, I think first off, it is a business, so you have to understand how to do some book work. You gotta be the HR person, so you're gonna hire people and you're gonna replace them when they decide to go somewhere else. You need to deal with the parents, so you need to do billings every month. You need to make sure that you get the food in and not only prepared, but you need to order it. You need to do your grocery shopping. You need to do all those different things, and then that's really just part of it, because the rest of it is how you're going to educate the kids and take care of them and keep them safe, let them burn off the energy and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, energy, lots of energy.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So a segue from that is, do you guys have some willingness, and I think we talked a little about this, but you guys have some willingness, it's another one, to stick around and help the next owners for a period of time, to kind of help them get on their feet, show them, introduce them to the moms and the dads and the kids and the staff and all that. You guys have some willingness to do that. Of course, that's always negotiable and how long that is. But
Yep.
And a lot of that comes from when we took over. We didn't get a whole lot of help, and when you look at the manual on what the state says you need to do, it's super thick, 200 some pages, and it took us a long time to try and figure out all those nuances. And that's kind of an intimidating thing for anybody who hasn't worked in daycare before. So that's where a lot of our value comes in, is where we can say, oh yeah, we'll lead you through it step by step, page by page. We'll tell you the things to look out for, the things to do, the things not to do, all that kind of stuff, because by this point we've been there, we've done that.
Yeah, that's
time
huge.
and time again.
That's huge, and I appreciate that, guys, because it makes it way easier for a buyer to come in knowing that they can carry on that success, because there's no new learning curve. You're passing on institutional knowledge, and I think that's important. So, the other thing is, we've talked a little bit about licensing and compliance and food programs. You want to expand about that a little bit? I know you guys have been fully licensed for years, but I'll let you just elaborate on the licensing process just a little bit, and maybe assure our folks that might be interested that we're all ready to go and that it's turnkey. And, yeah.
So the health inspector comes out once every 2 years, along with the fire marshal. Licensing comes out twice a year. You just have to follow basically their rules.
Yep.
It's not really a whole lot of any extra paperwork, especially when you do it right all the time.
Right.
They come in and it's no different than how you're running it anyway. Being on the food program, you're reimbursed for part of your meals. It's obviously not the full amount, but then at least we know the kids are getting a healthy meal at least once a day.
Yep.
And then they get 2 snacks.
Okay, great. Yeah. So all that kind of falls. I'm sorry, Mike, go ahead.
When it comes to licensing, you license the building, and so when somebody new comes in and take over, it's like they've never been here before. So the state comes in and does a full audit. They look at everything just like you built it brand new. But the nice thing is, we know that everything's all ready to go because we've been licensed for more than the 14 years that we've even been here. But we can help with that whole process too.
Yeah, and that's the big part, is that you guys are able to help, and nobody's gonna walk in the next day not knowing what to do.
Correct.
So that's a huge deal. So the other thing that I think needs to be mentioned is that Mike and Marie have also suggested that they would be open to visiting about seller financing options. And are interested. I think at one point in time, that was part of how you guys bought it, and I think they feel like they want to pay that forward a little bit and make that available for potential buyers. I know those things are negotiable, but that is certainly something that can be considered part of the purchase. So that's all we really have. Mike, Marie, thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks for all your hard work, and keeping the kids, at least some of the kids in Norfolk, out of trouble. So that's all for now for us here. This is for this edition of Russ's Real Estate Review. Again, I'm Russ Wilcox with Real Estate Solutions Team. If you'd like information on Milestones Daycare, you can call me at 402-841-2116. You can also check it out on our website at key2solutions.com. And I also want to introduce Milestones website, which is milestones-learning.com if you want a little bit more information specifically about the daycare and sort of how they do things and how they have their website set up. So that's all for now, and we'll talk soon.